And the funny thing is that we get so scared of failure that we actually end up failing.
If you're with someone, it's like, right, how can I make this person the very best version of themselves that they can be?
Throughout all of this, I have been so blessed and so grateful to always have food, to always have a roof over my head, my true authentic self when I am behind the kit. It's easy to shiver when you're looking at me. Get comfortable.
You're not comfortable.
I'm far from it.
Knickers in a twist.
Knickers are in a twist.
Knickers in a twist, are they?
It's such a good saying.
Knickers in a twist. That's the thing, though. When you do get knickers in a twist,
It's a nightmare.
When your knickers are in a twist,
It's a nightmare.
I mean, it's a problem that you wear knickers. You know, stop moving around so much. You're a rustler. He's a rustler, baby.
You should see me when I'm trying to sleep. It's a nightmare.
You're a nightmare. Your poor wife.
I know.
What do you mean you should see? I've been on tour with you enough.
I'm not as bad as I used to be.
I remember you telling me off once for snoring.
Yeah, you snore. Although you didn't the other day when I was in the same room, so that was good.
When was that?
Maybe that's because you've lost weight.
Yeah. I'm not being throttled by my lairs.
The tyres are not impeding the breathing. Throttled by your legs.
You snored though.
Yeah, I snore if I lay on my back.
Yeah, it's the back lane, isn't it? That's the problem. Right, we have fresh cups of coffee, Rob.
So we're going to officially watch in real time Rick have a coffee crash.
Yeah, it's fast approaching. It's like every episode this is going to be Rick getting jazzed on coffee and not being able to focus. Got it. Right, I don't know why I've got that.
It does not help ADHD, that's for sure. That's a lie.
Well, it's helping give me something to do.
There's definitely some tiredness there today. We're both
a bit tired. However, that's fine because where we're at with it is what did we said that we wanted to chat about authenticity.
Ah, yes, authenticity,
and be authentic in our talking about authenticity because. Oh, it's nice to have your hair down, Rob.
Thank you. I thought I'd be authentic. I thought I would be my authentic self by having my hair down.
I thought I'd wear a loud shirt again. I mean, we've recorded this straight after the other episode, so
yeah,
I can feel that. Like it's you got to get your money's worth. I think it translates well.
I think it looks good.
Skeet.
I enjoy it.
And you've tank topped.
I've tank topped up.
Because that's authentic.
Showing off my tan.
Exactly. Authenticity is what we're talking about. So let's stay on topic. But then if we stayed on topic, we wouldn't be being authentic.
Yeah, so how far do we go with this authenticity thing?
How do you ever think that whenever we do like sort of social media stuff to post things online, actually I think we translate quite well. I think what people see when they see us perform on stage and when they meet us in person or talk to us in person or when we put videos up online, I genuinely think that's all us. That's all a piece of me.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with that. That when I'm on stage performing the drums, that's not a performance.
Are you a smiley bastard?
I
all
am
the
a
time?
Smiley bastard. Not all the time.
No.
No. But that tends to like if I'm not smiling, that's everyone. It's impossible to smile all the time. You know, it's not going to happen, is it? But I find that I am my true authentic self when I am behind the kit.
you get those shivers. Full body shiver. Go on, sorry.
It's all good. It's easy to shiver when you're looking at me.
I love it.
That was me, my authentic self.
It wasn't a genuine comment.
No, it was not a genuine comment. Yes, being my authentic self on stage, dude. Yeah, that is me. Like when I'm drumming, when I'm smiling, that is me smiling. Like I'm not like trying to be something that I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, that is genuinely what I am. And then when I talk to people afterwards, that's genuinely who I am. There's no I would say probably years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe a bit of a barrier or a screen would come up like in front of me to kind of like hide, maybe because I was suffering quite a lot at the time or something like that. Something would come up and try to hide my authentic self. But I think as I've got older, you do see it in people as they get older, like they kind of like stop giving a fuck. They're like, you know what, I've tried to be something I'm not. I've tried to kind of toe the line.
Well, it's not even trying to be something that you're not. It's like you're just like dabbling, you're experimenting, you're still sort of fumbling around trying to find who or what you are.
Yeah.
And then there is definitely, I feel, a moment in your 30s, mid sort of 30s, where it just all goes click like that, and you go,
just go, okay.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, this is me.
Yep.
And I'm happy with it.
Yep.
Are you happy with it?
I guess
and then
that's
they
why
might be like, yeah, I'm happy with it. And they're like, nope. And it's like, well, I'm happy with it.
I'm good with who I am.
This is me now.
That's probably why people get the midlife crisis thing around about the age of 35, 40, because like the brain just goes, you know what? That's who I am. That's what I want to be, and I'm going to go do it no matter what.
Yeah. So
what
the plan is, if you're pre mid 30s. The idea is that by the time you're in your mid-30s, you know exactly who you are.
And you're happy
that you've
with that.
not deviated from that.
Yeah.
That's quite important because, that is correct. Yeah. Like, because if you have a midlife crisis, you're trying to revert back to what you always were / wanted to be / authentically are.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that correct? Is that what you're saying?
Say it again.
The coffee's kicking in. It's kicking in. It's arrived. So what you're saying is what I'm saying is the midlife crisis is where someone arrives at midlife, realizes who they are, and just panics and tries to pursue that.
Yeah, or
buys a motorbike. Yeah. I was always a wreckhead. I'm going to go do that because they've not done it, or
they've suppressed it.
They've suppressed it.
I think that's the thing, and then they pop.
Yeah, so the idea is you arrive at midlife having experienced and dabbled enough. You've got to dabble enough in your 20s or your teens, 20s and early 30s to test. Is this me? Is this me? Is this me? And then you gradually gather in everything that makes you, and then by the time you're in your mid 30s, you should understand who you are.
I would say that, yeah.
Wow, coincidentally, like Jesus got baptized at 33, didn't he?
Yeah, he knew.
And it's like, was he got baptized at 33?
33. No.
What was it?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Was it 33 when he died?
33 when he died.
We should know this.
We should know this. Needless to say, he was in his 30s, so he got baptized. But like, it's like, right? He knew.
Yeah, then he just.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 33 when he got baptized.
Yeah. So then that happened, and it's like. And he's like, I'm the son of God.
Yeah.
Boom. And it's like, I know who I am.
Yeah.
And that's the exact same pattern, I think.
Yeah, I would say.
Definitely men follow, I believe.
Yeah.
That like they'll get to 33. I found that it was 33 to 35-ish, where it's like everything sort of, the sediment starts to settle, and you're like, oh, I see things a bit more clearly now. And definitely at 37 now, I'm like, I know exactly who I am. And it's a beautiful feeling because you just sort of like just fumble around otherwise, and then that helps you then be authentic. It's why you see a lot, like there was a lot of posing. I definitely believe for myself, like speaking from my own experience, in my 20s there was a lot of posing, a lot of
I'd say
a lot of masquerade, a lot of even just touring and doing the music thing, and it's like I'm a rock star. Like it's not that I was like egotistical, I guess. I mean, there will have been some ego there, but it wasn't like an ego, like yeah, I'm a rock star. Look at me.
Yeah,
It was more of a right. It was more of a right. What do rock stars do? Oh, they drink and they take drugs and they pursue women and they this and they do all these things. And then you sort of, I always loved the photo of Jimmy Page when I was like 16, 17, 18, of him sat backstage with a bottle of Jack Daniels in his mouth. Yeah. And it was like the first thing I did on my 18th birthday was went out and bought a bottle of Jack Daniels from the shop. And like, obviously that sparked a whole load of madness that we'll go into in another podcast episode. But it was like, that's the image that you want to be, or that's the rock star thing that, so maybe I'd say like in my 20s it was like, oh yeah, I'm on stage and I'm doing it, and then now I'm like, I'm just gonna be me, and whatever happens, and I'm happy with that.
That's beautiful.
And it's like, there's a difference. I feel like when you're younger, you're like trying too much to grab exactly what. So you try and become that person in every way, shape, and form, rather than just being yourself and letting something beautifully and naturally manifest. And I do feel like when you're younger, you do have to test it all, don't you?
It's almost like you try and force it a little bit too much as well. Like, I think I've always known that I'm a musician. I've always known that I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
But then I feel like I've always tried to like when I was drumming, like you said about like that, it's like almost kind of like trying to force it a little bit too much, or feel like I had to be a certain way to get that, and I had to. It's more like you're in a bit of a pretending zone. It's like, well, I think in order to be a famous musician, I need to pretend to be this way to be successful. Yeah. And then as I've got older, like you, I've kind of like realized and gone, you know what, all I need to do is just be myself.
Just be you.
Like just be me. And the amount of times I've tried to run away from my true identity, it's like I've always known since the day I was probably 11 years old that I wanted to be a musician. And then as I got better and better at drumming, it was like that's who I am. I would identify as a drummer. I think I've said in a previous podcast that I feel like we're born in that genius kind of like mentality, and then we kind of like keep deviating from that genius, and we come back to it, and then we deviate again, we come back to it, and we deviate again, and then that's why we hit the age of 35, 40, and all of a sudden we go, just go out and buy a motorbike, and I'm going to do that, and buy a motorbike's a typical kind of thing. People do that, that's fine. Yeah. But it could be anything. It could be absolutely anything. It could just blow a load of money and go off and do this, or leave your wife and leave your family, and chaos strikes because the suppressed the true self. And I feel that I feel like over my lifetime, I've always suppressed my true self, and then it's been within the past 2 to 3 years where I've started to go, hold on a minute, like I don't want to suppress that anymore. Yeah. This is who I am. I am nothing else. Yeah. And it's like even to the point where I no longer, someone asks me a question like, what do you do for work? And my response immediately now is I'm a professional drummer. I'm a musician.
Yeah, good on you.
Rather than I'm a builder, or I'm a PT, or because that's not my true self. It's part of me, but it's not my true self. Yeah, it's not my authentic self.
That's beautiful.
The real expression of myself.
And I feel maybe people go on a bit of a midlife because there all of a sudden is that clarity.
Yeah.
Everything settles. You've mapped the world enough, and then there's a clarity of, oh yeah, that's my genius there. Mm-hmm. They go, oh, that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I've wanted to do for my entire life. And that's the thing. Like, if I think it's a good bit of advice for when we have kids, not me and you, obviously, but like the idea that or if you have children, if they've expressed or like they show an inclination towards something that's like that seems to really spark their interest. If they like really want to paint, it's like, man, get them painting.
Yeah.
Like, and just keep them on that track unless they give indication that they want to try something else.
Yeah.
Because they'll paint for a bit, thoroughly fall in love with it, and then life will take them everywhere else. Yeah. And then they'll be working in a cube. I've met so many of these people, man, that are just incredible musicians or incredible artists that just work normal 9-to-5 jobs somewhere that are like, oh yeah, I painted this, and they show it, and you're like, whoa, like that's amazing. Or like I play a bit of guitar, and then you actually see them play, and you're like, oh, no, you actually can play, and they've just deviated. And it's not that they have to really super pursue it as a career, but it's like it's got to be, once you know that that's what you want to do or that's what you are good at, like that should be like a constant in your life.
Yeah,
I feel
that's where I've been at in my life, and that's not by any means putting people down in any shape or form. That's that people choose a different life. They might thoroughly enjoy being a guitarist for themselves, or just playing. Like you said, they might not want to do it in their life. Yeah, and they keep it in their life, and that's their passion, and they know who they are. They know truly who they are, but they're quite happy and content living a life where to be honest with you, there's been so many times with me where the appeal of having a normal 9-5 job where I just rock up, don't have to think. I've had it before, multiple times, with the stability of that, and it's actually quite enjoyable. Knowing you rock up, you're in the same time every night. You're in bed, you wake up at the same time every morning. You know exactly what you're doing at work the next day. You know that there's no real stress behind it. You don't really have to think about it because
it's routine.
It's routine. Yeah. You've got your gym routine. You've got your surfing routine. You've got this, that, and the other. It's beautiful. My routine is so messed up because of the music industry. Like I cannot get a sleep pattern. I just can't get one.
Yeah, but you know that if you didn't do the drumming though and play live, that you'd lose your mind.
For me, I lose my mind. Yeah, because for me, that's my authentic self.
Yeah,
my authentic self is being that drummer. Like for some other drummers, they don't want that life, and I totally understand it, and it's like cool. For me, like some people, I know an absolutely incredible drummer that goes out and does cruise ships and stuff like that. Phenomenal. He's like a metronome, like phenomenal at what he does. Getting paid a mint wage, etc. Enjoys what he does, and that's his authentic self. For me, that wouldn't work for me. I have to perform with you. You're like, my authentic self comes out truly when I'm performing with you because I can improvise, I can mess around, I can just
mess up.
I can just mess up with style. And that's the thing, is that I'm my authentic self when performing with you, and then it's about being that authentic self at home as well. I've lived the stiff life where I'm stiff and rigid and feel like I can't be my humorous self, or feel like I can't express myself the way I want to, and it feels like you're in a permanent cage. And there's nothing worse than that. There's nothing worse than feeling like you're in a cage within your own home, within your own mind and body, in your own environment. And I think that's what this podcast realistically is about, is trying to encourage, not just continue to encourage ourselves, but to encourage others to try to tap deeper into their authentic selves, and not, it's like not even to the point of not caring about what your spouse thinks. Like if your spouse has known you a certain way for 5-10 years or whatever, or longer, and you decide, actually, I'm not my authentic self. You have to embrace the authentic self, and either your spouse will continue to love you for that, or they reject you for it. And it's like mine of mine continued to love me for it, and I've continued to love her as she's evolved and tapped into her authentic self, because she grew up in a very controlling environment, as did I, and so we both came together with our own traumas and our own situations and not really knowing anything about ourselves. And then over the time, we've been married 12 years, and over the period of 12 years, we've both slowly evolved into our personal selves, but continued to fall in love with each other because of seeing each other blossom as our authentic selves. And I think that's so important, that Gina's never stopped me from becoming my authentic self, and I most definitely encourage her to be her authentic self. And I've even said to her, look, if you want to disappear to the other side of the planet for however long, and that's your authentic self, and you want to do it on your own, you go do that. Because I know it's going to make you happy, and it's so important to have that, that to know that. She's the same with me, and I think having that come out for me has really changed my life, and my performance has gone up a notch. Like, I feel it has anyway.
I'd agree.
Your performance has.
Mine has.
Yeah, and it's because the recognizing and realizing and going, actually, this is who I am. I don't really care who thinks otherwise.
Well, it's like the rock and roll sort of thing that you can sort of just like be like, "Brr." And then I'm like, that's not me. Like, I'll bounce around and I'll crack a joke on the mic, and like we've always had a laugh. Like, if we mess something up, I can't ever remember us getting super stressed. Maybe in the younger years, if we mess something up, we get stressed. But I look back at older footage of us, and it's like it was almost like we were trying too hard to change the world with music. It was like, I wanna change. You have this, I don't know, this vision of, I want to help people with the music, or I want to change the world with the music, or I want to, because music is powerful, and when you write a couple powerful songs, and you're like, oh, yeah, like this has power and potency, and it has to be delivered powerfully and potently, and then if you try too hard to do that, then you might just lose the message of it. Yeah. But then if you go out there with playfulness and lightness and funness and fluidity and acceptance of, right, yeah, this is me. Yeah, I wrote this song 10 years ago or whatever, and that was a different time, but it's still relevant. And it's like, you just I don't know, you just go out there and you're like, right, this is me. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. I don't mind if you walk out.
Yeah, but that's what I love about the musical journey, isn't it? Is that the music, every time you write a song, like the lyrics to a song, it's an expression of who you are in that moment in time. Yeah. And that's like, there's artists that I follow that you see their very early stuff, and you can see like their gradual evolution as a person. You can see like they might have released an album that's very sad and depressing or whatever. It's like, oh, this was when he was going through his divorce, or that was when he was going through this, or that was when she was going through, this period of time in her life. And then the next album might be something that's completely different. Gotta check.
Poo check. It's every episode, isn't it? Dickens comes like barreling in. Poo check. You're a bit wet, Dickens. I think you peed on yourself a bit. Sorry,
excellent. It might have been raining out there as well. But yeah, it's that. She's throwing me off now. What's I talking about? I've forgotten what I was talking about now.
Oh, I knew this had happened,
Dickens.
Never mind. We're talking about authenticity.
Well, yeah.
Obviously. It's like, I've forgotten what you were talking about because I was focusing on getting Dickens sorted. Why Dickens? Right, let's review. That's
okay. That's fine. We'll
it's not fine.
It's fine. It's the nature of being authentic.
I'm coughing out of my tits. Like, that's authentic.
It's an authentic podcast. It's a real podcast where we're actually just talking away. There's no editing.
Just me and you chatting.
It's just chatting away.
And getting interrupted by this little fluff nugget.
We were chatting earlier before we started recording this about the effects of social media on probably more so the youth of today. The youth. That you know how it affects them. It's heavily affected me. Go on.
Well, it just affects. I think it can affect people's authenticity because they get shown what we all want to fit in, I guess. And the scary thing about not fitting in is that you're going to be rejected by everyone. So everyone wants to fit in, but as a consequence of that, everyone sees that, oh, this looks cool and that looks cool. I should do this and that. And deep down inside, they might not want to do any of that, but they do it.
Experienced it myself.
They do it to be in with because they believe society wants them to do it, or they believe that
it's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do. It's the way, it's the way things should be, or it's what their peers expect of them. And then, but if it's like, it's recognizing as early as you can in life that if something completely conflicts with who you are, or like, you know, or if you're like, oh, everyone's wearing that clothing or doing that silly trend on the socials, I should do it too, but I really don't like it.
Yes.
It's like, imagine the difference that the world would have if people weren't so swayed into doing things so that they felt they fit in. I don't know. But it even goes on a deeper level than that. Well, you take something as simple as smoking, man. Like, I don't think everyone gets educated that they're not supposed to smoke. But then, I'm smoking at the moment. We know that. But it's like, that's another tale. But the way that most people get into smoking is that they see their peers smoking. Yeah. And they go, I know I shouldn't smoke, and I don't really want to smoke. And they have a go on it, and they're like, oh, it tastes grim. But they're all smoking, so I'll carry on. And it's like they get involved with it, and it's like the same with social media trends, or it's the same with I guess basically what I'm saying is that people just sacrifice their own authenticity and their own sort of moral compass in favor of what they believe they should do. And then when it comes down to morality, then that's where it starts becoming a problem, because if you authentically don't want to, I don't know, if you authentically don't want to go to war and kill people that you don't know for a government that you don't like and trust anyway, it's like, and that's a whole different territory, but like, if that is authentically what you don't want to do, but you still go, yes, sir, and then charge into battle and get mad PTSD from it, it's like, well, if you authentically didn't want to go and do that, then why did you go and do that? I'd rather rot in a jail cell. Anyway, that's a different topic.
It's a different topic, but but it is true though. It's like, it's that peer pressure, isn't it? It's the peer pressure of kind of like being sucked into something that, that realistically you don't want to be doing. I mean, it's like an information overload with like the social media, and that's what it is. You can go on social media, and immediately you can find anything and everything. Absolutely anything, and it's like, oh, I want to try that. Oh, I want to try that. Oh, that looks like fun, and that looks like fun. When realistically, you might never have actually ever, before all this stuff was existed, ever been exposed to that. Like when you think about like the ancient days, like I'm talking, not even that long ago. Well, it's not even ancient. It's like before technology even existed. So what we're talking like, well, before social media even existed, we're talking not even 20 years. 20 years?
You just refer to them as the ancient days.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
The ancient days. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. It's like, it's not even ancient days. I mean, I was thinking way back, like,
feels primitive though.
Yeah, I was thinking way back, like even hundreds, thousands of years ago. But then it's like, well, no, actually, technically, what's been going on for thousands of years has only kind of like recently come to an end within the past like 50 years. As technology has begun to advance. Not even 50 years. Where like back in the day, really, you only knew what was going on within your village. Right. So we've had this conversation many times. Like as a drummer, I would not know what I might be the only drummer in my village. right? And I don't know that in the village next door there's a drummer that's better than me.
Yeah.
And I certainly wouldn't know that in the village next door to that there was someone else that was like an insanely good mountain biker. Or I certainly wouldn't know that on the other side of the planet there's some dude jumping off of mountains with, you know, doing wingsuits and stuff like that. I'd love to do that. Like, I would absolutely love to do that. But am I ever going to do it? The reality of it is no, because the amount of experience you have to be able to get to that point, you know, the chances are he probably served in the military, probably was in the RAF or something like that. Got loads of parachute experience, went out and started doing that. And he lives in the right location for it. I live in Cornwall. If I tried doing that, I'd hit the beach. Within 100 meters, I'd be face down in sand, you know. And it's like, you know, I shouldn't even know what's going on in the village. I shouldn't even know what's going on in Morganporth, which is no more than 3 miles away from here.
Yeah.
You know, I should barely even know what's going on in Morganporth than what I do over in the other side of the planet. I mean, I actually know more about what's going on the other side of the planet than I do what's in Morganporth.
Yeah.
You know, and that is like an information kind of like overload that people have too much information at their hands to kind of like really truly dive into their authentic self. Like, I started learning drumming before any social media was even invented. I mean, I remember being like the age of 8, and we'll talk about this more on a different podcast, but at the age of 8, I remember seeing a man called David, and he was tapping away on a desk. He was playing Wipeout, you know, and he was just doing that. And I was just like peering over the top of this desk, watching his hands like, oh, this is fucking amazing. You know, this is fascinating. This is awesome. And that was my first ever experience of someone drumming. And from then on, it was like, getting outside the box.
No, Dickens. Oi.
That was my first experience of drumming. And since then, I've actually learned to become my authentic self by investing myself in that. I have, and throughout my life, I have had distractions. I have become like distracted with other hobbies and other activities. Dickens, what are you doing?
Come here.
Stop it.
Come on.
Yeah, I have become distracted with other things and gone down that route and thoroughly enjoyed the process of it as well, you know. But I think eventually I think throughout life you have to try different things and be like, right, I'll try that. No, I don't enjoy that. Right, I'll try that. Yeah, I enjoyed that, but it's really not me. Right, I'll try doing that. Yeah, it's good fun. And I'm going to continue doing that, but it's not my actual true self, but I do enjoy doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it. You know, like for me, I really enjoy physical fitness. I love running. I love going out spearfishing and all that sort of stuff, but I would never invest myself so much into that it would become the number one thing in my life, because the number one thing for me and the number one focus is being a musician. And I think that's an important thing for people to realize, that they need to find that one.
But what you're saying is that
one thing.
That there's so much distraction going on
that
that people don't settle, or they're too afraid to settle for fear that something else will call to them.
Yeah.
So then they get into something. It's like you getting into drumming, but then being afraid to spend more time drumming because it's like, oh, I want to do mountain biking and wingsuiting and this and this.
Yeah.
And when in reality, it's drumming that feeds the soul. Dickens, can you stop now, please? It's getting stay, lie, there, comfy, cozy, sorted. Dickens has been her authentic self.
Yeah, she's
her little talons, little claws.
This is like the third party of ADHD.
It's like my task in life is to interrupt every podcast episode I possibly can. That's literally what she does. And meow for food incessantly. But I love you. Filters as well.
Oh yeah.
I think like this is also another thing that sort of sends me a bit. It's like what I love seeing, nothing more, and it tends to be a thing with girls, but like boys do it as well, which baffles me to a degree. But when people use filters on photos, I get it because it's sort of, it makes you look better. But then it's like if you meet someone in real life, then you're like, oh, if anything, it's like a shock to the system because it's like, hang on, that's not what you look like in your photos. And I think there's nothing more beautiful than someone embracing their authentic self, how they look, how a person looks, and how a person operates, and how a person. I don't know. We can just get, like you said, with the social media, we can get so influenced by everyone else into what we feel we should do, and just scurry away from what we beautifully are.
Yeah, I agree.
And every time that you run further away from who you authentically are, the more you lose yourself.
Yeah, the more lost you become.
To the point where I feel like I just look at certain people, like social media influencers, and they just seem completely lost. Like some of it, like not all of them, but like not even just influencers, I guess, but like that's even a term now, but just certain people in general, like, or people just get set in their ways doing something, and it's like, oh, well, do you like your job? And they're like, well, no, not really, but I've been doing it for 40 years. It's like, 40 years?
Yeah.
Do you have any hobbies? What are you good at? Oh, I used to like to paint, and I've done a few, but I stopped that years ago. And it's like, what? Yeah. Why? Because someone else sort of like nudged you and went, you have to go do that now.
I love it when we have conversations with people like that, and then we encourage them to pick up their paintbrush again.
Pick up your paintbrush,
and they go do it.
Yeah.
They go do it. Like the amount of people we've had that conversation with, and like, why?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah. It's like nothing's stopping you. Like who is stopping you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's yourself. It's literally only you that is stopping you from,
It's the fear of criticism half the time.
Yeah.
The fear of being, like, people are scared of being authentic, and they're pressured into being something that they're not because of fear of rejection from the rest of society.
Fear of failure as well.
Fear of failure.
And the funny thing is that we get so scared of failure that we actually end up failing.
Yep.
And it's like well,
it's paradoxical.
Yeah,
it's like
well,
I might as well. Yeah.
If we, I'm scared of failure. Like I'm scared shitless of failure, but I gotta give it. I'm more scared of getting to the end of my life and looking back and going, I never actually gave it a try, so I never knew the outcome. Yeah. So I'd rather give it my best shot now and fail miserably at it and be like, well, at least I tried.
Yeah.
At least I gave it my damn best shot
and had fun
doing it and enjoyed the journey. But hey, or I'll give it my damn best shot and succeed at it. And I always feel that if you try and keep trying, it doesn't mean you're not going to fall over on the journey and have to get up God knows how many times off of the floor. How many times have I been knocked down? Thousands of times. I still get up and keep moving, because that is the only way I can succeed. And that actually is what makes a journey. That's what makes a You never hear of a story. You never see a movie or a book written where it says so and so put all decided to be, I don't know, a hero, became the hero, and that's it. And there was no kind of. There's always a journey in there. There's always failure.
There's a struggle.
There's battle. There's setbacks. There's loss. There's injury. There's death. There's trial and tribulation. There's the whole kit and caboodle in the book and in the film. That's what makes a fascinating film and a gripping story is the failures in that. And yet we all get so scared of it to the point where we don't give it a try. And it's like, well, what will make your life gripping? If I die and I'm supposed to watch the whole thing back again, am I going to watch it back and go, oh shit? And I'm sure that there are moments where I will see that.
Yeah.
If that happens, I would look back and go, oh, I could have tried harder there. Oh man, what happens? If I'd have done it that way. They always have that. But at least for the majority of my life, I'm going to look back on it and go, yeah, I gave it my damn best shot.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard work. It was graft.
They could make a movie out of that.
Yeah.
Or a book.
Yeah. Can they make a movie out of my life?
Can they make a movie out of it?
Is it movie material? Or am I the person sat watching the movie instead?
Yeah.
You know, going, oh, I wish I could do that. Sat on the couch. It's like, no, get up off the couch and go out and do it. It's hard work. This is what I...
And I think a lot of people realize these things too late, and I even think that sort of mid-30s is too late. Like, it's like, or a lot of people. This is also a problem because you get these realizations in your mid-30s, but at the same time, that's generally the sort of time in life that a lot of people are like, oh, I'm over the hill now.
Yeah.
I'm too old now. It's like in reality, I go, oh, I'm 37, I'm too old to be touring and doing the music. And it's like, you actually start looking around. There's a lot of people that don't start actually getting what they want, where they want to be until their early, mid-40s. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or it's like they get, or you just come across people that, like you're even just like 40 or 45. Well, I'm too old now. And it's like, that's what I love about hanging out with John. 74-year-old bloke that loves his pool. Bit hard work sometimes, but it's like, I love spending time with him because even though he's 74, he's still like, how can I get better at this?
Yeah.
How can I get better?
Yeah.
And then he like made his big train set thing, his train models, and like built it all, made it all by hand, and then he had to dismantle it all, but he's now planning on doing another one. Amazing. Maybe converting his entire living room. Wow. And it's like, the guy's 74 and he's like, art. What can I do? Yeah. How can I use this space? How can I use my time? How can I get better at this? How can I improve and advance? And it's like, that's sort of drive mindset. And fire. And
that's why I stayed young.
But like, this is the problem when, as people approach, I genuinely think it's 40. They go, oh, I'm too old now to do that. And it's like, well, maybe you don't have the same energy, but like maybe you're not too old by any stretch. Too old to be authentic? If I'm authentically a musician, then I need to go out and I need to be like, this is what I do.
I feel like what you said. So
no, that was it.
I feel like what you said earlier about mapping life out is a very valid point, because I feel like for me, I really feel like it was around about the age of 33 where I started to realize that actually I've mapped quite a lot of my life out now. I'm starting to understand it better, because I feel like in when you're a young child, it's like you're mapping the world in a physical way. It's like, that's a car, don't step out in the road. That's a fire, don't burn yourself, blah, 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 blah. It's a tree, etc. You're figuring out the physical world. And then when you start to hit your teenage years, you're no longer under, say, the authority of your parents too much. You still are when you kind of like, 16 sort of age. It's not until you kind of like start hitting 18 where you start to kind of like become a bit more freer. And it's around about that age in your early 20s where I felt that I started to map the real world out, as in like, okay, this is, I need to go get a job, I need to figure this out, I need to get that, and this is how to run a house, and this is how to do all the normal things, day-to-day things in life. And at that point in my life, I was also very much still out and about, having as much fun as I possibly could, because that's what you do when you're in your early 20s. It's like, anyone that I see now that's in their early 20s, it's like, dude, don't take life seriously, because it gets more serious when you get older. Like, forget the serious stuff. Just go out and have fun. Don't hurt anyone. Don't hurt yourself. Make sure you're sensible and all that sort of thing. But yeah, make sure you play. And then when I kind of hit the age of 33, I started to kind of like go, oh, I've mapped a lot of this world out now. I know what it's like to work on building sites. I know what it's like to work as with tree surgeons. I know what it's like to go down sewers and scoop up human excrement and all that sort of stuff. I know what it's like to do physical hard graft. I also know what it's like to do to suffer physical pain, have injuries, get over injuries. I know what it's like to be a married man. I know what it's like to, all these different things I've mapped out in my life, and these challenges and situations that have come my way, I've mapped out and I've figured it out. And then now when I hit 33, it was like my brain went, I've now got enough of a map to know exactly who I actually am. Like I know that my compass, instead of it going round in circles and pointing in different directions, it's now pointing true north. It's like, right, that's where I am, that's who I am, and that's where I'm going. And that is a really beautiful feeling to have, because I felt like when I was in my 20s, even my late 20s and early 30s, 30, 31, 32, I felt very lost and confused. Like I felt confused all the time. And, trying this and trying that. And then obviously the world influences of social media and all sorts of stuff would come in and kind of like throw a spanner in the works. It's like, oh, maybe I should go try that. Maybe I should go. Or like I'd even go through the period of like, I have to be a 9-5 building site working man that provides for my family. And I thought that was the right thing for me to do. And then I only found that I became more and more miserable and more controlled. For me, that's how I felt. It doesn't feel like that for everyone. I'm not putting a stamp on that as the wrong thing to do, because like there's a lot of, I don't have children. If I had children, maybe that would have been a different story. I don't know. But I feel that for that period of my life, it wasn't serving me and it was making me miserable, which in turn, when I'm miserable, that makes my wife miserable, which then makes my house feel miserable and controlled, which then makes the people outside of my family, being my friends and socials, I can't socialize properly, and they make, that makes them miserable, and etc. I've no use for anyone. So by realizing who I am and pursuing my authentic self, I have become the happiest I ever have been, which has changed the environment within my house, which has meant Gina is happier now, and she's able to pursue even better what she wants to pursue, which makes her happy, which then I'm happier around my socials, which means I feel happy within my town. It means I can be more of service to people. I can be more of service to my town, to my city, to my country, to the planet, because I've focused on my internal self. If I focus on me and who I am, and not what's going on out there, focus on my world instead of what's going on in the world, I become happier, and in turn can be a better man, a better person to influence and to help others. And I think that is the reason why I feel there is so much confusion for people with their authentic self, or why the authenticity is being attacked in the world, because by destroying people's authenticity or confusion or confusing them, you destroy their internal world. And if you destroy their internal world, they become controllable, and you can then influence them in any way, shape or form, and get them to do whatever you want them to do, to conform. And if people truly tap into themselves and find who they are, whatever that may be, and look after themselves first, they can in turn spread that and look after the everything external to themselves.
That's beautiful.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, I really like that, because how do you anticipate changing the world if you've not already changed yourself, or if what is it? You're not a drop in the ocean, you're an ocean in a drop. Yeah. It's like there's your own nurture. Ocean, it's the whole grass is greener thing as well, isn't it? Like maybe water your grass. like that might be a good start. Like if the grass is greener over there, why not just tend to your own garden and then and make that grow and flourish, and then everyone's growing. It's that same sort of idea, that putting the time and the effort into discovering who you authentically are, it ultimately helps everyone.
If we become too focused on what's going on externally, we sacrifice our own lives. And I've done it, so many times, where I've become, as a prime example of that, warfare is going on the other side of the planet. I've become at times so sucked into that mentality of, oh, there's warfare in that country and the world is fucked. This is happening, that's happening, and then I sink into a state of depression, and then I go and I forget to look up and see what's going on in my world. And it sounds like a very selfish thing, but it's not. It's actually gratitude. It's being grateful for. It's like I was walking down the street with a friend of mine the other day, and I was eating watermelon in Newquay. I was just walking through the street in Newquay eating watermelon, and I said to him, I said, you know, we were talking about what was going on in Gaza, and I said, you know, I was like, it's horrendous what's going on in there, and I said, but for me, I am walking down the street eating watermelon. I've got a belly full of food. I'm safe. There's no bombs dropping. There's none of that going on for me right here. And on face value, that seems like a very selfish thing to say. But it's said in gratitude, pure gratitude, that I should, out of respect for those people, enjoy what I have now in this moment. And there is nothing I can do to help those people. In Gaza, I can talk about it all I want, but there is nothing I can physically do to try and solve that problem, because that's beyond me. Like, there's government powers involved there that are manipulating the situations and stuff. I can talk about it and voice it and be aware of it and conscious of it. But if I allow that, and I do talk about it, and I am aware of it, and I am conscious of it, and I do voice it. But at the same time, if I allow that to destroy my soul, my world, then how can I be of benefit to anyone within my area? And this is the thing is, you know, when in history have we known what's going on the other side of the planet, or what other people are doing with their skills and abilities?
Well, then sorry, mate.
No, I was just going to simply say that in turn would affect my authenticity in itself. You know, then I would become so overwhelmed by what's going on there that my authenticity dies.
Suffers for it.
Yeah, it suffers for it. And then by being my authentic self and being like, right, you know what, I'm going to be aware of that, but I'm not going to get so sucked into it that it destroys my life. I'm able to be the best version of myself, which can help other people.
But that's the thing. Like, if everyone was the best version of themselves, or the most authentic version of themselves, and they were driven by a good moral compass or whatever else, it's like then that grows exponentially, and then the entire world is full of people being authentic. Like, because like, the way I see it is, you remember when there was the North Dakota pipeline protests? You know, the Native Americans there, we don't want this pipeline built into sacred land, and it makes sense. We don't want this pipeline here. So they all started protesting. The police came and dragged a bunch of people out of there. And when I was watching this, I was like, how many of those police officers there completely disagree with what they've been asked to do? They've been asked to go there and drag peaceful people off of their own land for saying that they don't want a pipe built there. And it's like, I would have loved to have sat down in a room with a bunch of those officers and been like, you know, do you think it's wrong that they're building the pipeline to this land? Is it necessary? I guarantee you a whole bunch of them would have been like, yeah, I think it's wrong, and I don't agree with it, and yeah, I think that they have every right to protest. And I think in a different world, those police officers might actually be stood with those people. Yeah. I thought about that for ages, and I was like, how many people have actually disagreed with their own authentic self or their own moral compass inside themselves and gone and done stuff that, and we've all done it to some degree on some level, just ignored what the internal voice has told us to say or do and gone and done the exact opposite, and then possibly suffered for it. And it's like, well,
other people dramatically suffer for it.
Yeah. And then it's like, you can sort of, like you said about the Gaza thing, you can sit in this country and like be just so consumed and overwhelmed by what's happening over there. But you said the way I respect those people is by being grateful for the life I have, because they would give anything for that.
And I can't.
And
feel
it's like,
guilty
and
for that,
yeah, and you
'cause I
can't
have no
feel guilty
control
for
of
that.
it.
And then you have to live your life authentically and with gratitude. And then if everyone did that, rather than get consumed by someone else's greener grass or someone else's suffering, and just sort of nurtured what I can nurture here, and help my authenticity grow, and help the authenticity of my children and my spouse grow. It's like, right, how many people out there don't know what their spouse actually really loves to do?
Yeah.
Because they've not communicated that. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, if you're with someone, it's like, right, how can I make this person the very best version of themselves that they can be?
Yes.
How do I create a space?
Yeah.
For them to grow, and how can I water their garden as much as they can water mine? And then it's like, right, so then you have that in a relationship or in a family, and then like you said, like you have 20 families that are all doing that in the same area, and then it's like, whoa, then what happens there?
Yeah.
So then everyone's living authentically and living with gratitude, and then that just spreads exponentially to the point where there's more peace in the world. Mm-hmm. And then when someone gets asked, because they've gone to serve as a policeman because they morally felt that they should do that, and they get asked, right, you need to go and stop those Native Americans from protesting against this, they rather than go, yes sir, they go, oh, hang on, wait a minute, let's look at the details. I'm not going to go stop them because I agree with them. And then it's like, well, you're going to lose your job, and then that's where all the fear comes in. But it's like, well, I don't care, because like I have to be authentic. And it's like, maybe there needs to be more of that. There needs to be more of that.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing. I think like you know, a prime example of that. I know a couple of individuals that their life has become so overwhelmed by world scenarios that you know, they talk about all the time, like what's going on with world troubles, what's going on in that country, what's going on in that country, what's going on in this country, what's, you know, this, that, and the other, to the point where it's like they've become so overwhelmed by that they've shut down and like sacrificed their entire life.
Yeah.
Because they become so fearful of it. It's almost like that kind of like, you know, the world is run by wicked people kind of mentality, or the world is run by like the devil, and it's all woe is me, and you know, I can't. We're never gonna. What am I trying to say here? It's like trying to phrase it right. Yeah, just basically come so overwhelmed by world scenarios that they have sacrificed their own life.
Yeah.
You know, where they've just shut down and become overwhelmed by it. And this is one of the reasons why I haven't had a TV in my house for over 12 years. You know, because you turn on the what is it, BBC News at 10 o'clock or whatever it is, or something like that, and it's like it's just full of darkness. It's like I shouldn't know what's going on the other side of the planet, let alone what's going on. I know more about what's going on, you know, on the other side of the planet than I do what's going on with my next door neighbor, you know. And it's like I shouldn't be so influenced by that to the point where I just shut down and go, oh no, the world's a mess, the world's this, the world's that. And it's like, yeah, you know, in many aspects it is, but also I think that's like, what is it, confirmation bias, where you can select information that, you know, that kind of like just proves your point. You know, it's like you could say that the world is messed up in so many different ways by selecting certain things, and it's like, well, if you look at the greater picture, actually, no, it's not. You know? And yeah, I choose not to get so overwhelmed by what's going on out there, to be able to just focus on myself more. And that it's so difficult to try and say that in a way that doesn't come across selfish. But it's like you have to be selfish to look after yourself, and by looking after yourself, you can look after everybody else within your immediate vicinity.
Well,
And like you said, that just spreads out.
Yeah, it's understanding that
Just spreads.
you start on the micro version and then it becomes the macro, like inevitably.
Yeah.
It's like imagine a building that's been constructed with bricks, but like one of those bricks is just made out of foam.
Yeah.
Like just shaving foam.
Yeah.
And instead of a brick, they put or like a section of that building. Like how long would it be before that building starts to topple?
Yeah.
And everyone is like a brick in the bigger building of society. And when we're so focused on not improving and developing our own world and our own life, which is a microcosm of what everything else is.
Yeah.
We then you contribute to the whole. Like you can't the weakest link in the chain is it's that sort of same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I've done loads of metaphors on this one, but it's the same thing that if we like focus on yourself, on your spouse, on your family, and then from there out it grows and it becomes better, and like get that solid and that authentic and that beautiful and looking exactly how you want it, and then as a consequence of that, then you can focus on what about my neighbor and what about so and so, and then
that's it.
And then that's got a knock-on effect. But if I'm sat here thinking about some madness that's going on in China, it's like I can't, and you get all consumed by that, then I fail to recognize that my neighbor upstairs might need the shopping carrying in.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because I'm like, the world's a mess, and then it's like, everything's terrible, and then
live in fear. Like I've been there. Like I've lived in so much fear of like the world scenarios. You know, and you know when you think about in our lifetime, you know, I was born in 1990, and in that period of time, you know, there's been a lot of stuff go on. You know, I mean, like you had the Twin Towers, you've had the Iraq War, Afghanistan, COVID, you've had all sorts of stuff. I mean, the list goes on, you know, and it's like, how have any of those things like actually truly affected me personally? Unless I've got absorbed into it. If I've got absorbed into it, then I've been affected.
Yeah.
You know, but if I've actually kind of like stood and gone, how is this like, how like focused on my authentic self and just be my authentic self throughout that period.
It's not that you've not felt zero sympathy.
No, yeah.
It's not that.
No.
It's like you feel for the people affected,
100%.
and it's like it's terrible.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like what more can I do than
Yeah, well, it's like what you know, you mate John with his pool. You know, he's saying is, how's it affected my pool?
how does it affect my pool?
How does it affect my pool? And it's like it's such a simple saying, but it's like throughout all of this, I have been so blessed and so grateful to always have food, to always have a roof over my head, to always have a job where I've got money coming in, to still even been able to go and perform music, be it online or at gigs and stuff, to have still got my family, to have still got my health, you know, and to, you know, I'm truly, truly, truly grateful for that. And, you know, it's, that's what it boils down to really, is just focusing on what's going on within your own, within myself. It's made me a happy man. And I think if I'm happy, the rest of the people around me can be happy, and I can be better serve others.
Yeah. It's a strange world, and it's taken everyone by surprise, really, because it's only been it's funny, actually, because I watched a documentary the other day about Ted Bundy, the famous serial killer in America, and he was it was one of the first sort of times when they started actually documenting these things on the news, and it just scared everybody to the point where no one trusted anybody. Women stopped hitchhiking, and like before any of this was reported, women regularly hitchhiked, and people regularly helped each other out, and then all of a sudden people stopped going out, people stopped doing anything, people stopped trusting people, women stopped hitchhiking, and it's like, and fear just gripped these areas, because it was like there were girls going missing, and it's like, yeah, they had to be like sensible and understand that there was a threat there, but at the same time, like it gripped so much fear gripped everyone that everyone was suspicious of everyone. And I think that's like and that was just a tiny example, but now with the blasting of social media all the time.
Yeah, it's like that's like me going out spearfishing, but before I've gone in spearfishing, I've watched God knows how many dozens of films of
Sharks
and drowning and shallow water blackouts and accidents and all this sort of stuff, and getting entangled in fishing wire and all that sort of stuff. It's like, I mean, like, we have sharks in the Cornish waters.
Yeah.
We have the Paul Beagle, we have the blue shark, we have all sorts of stuff. I know I've got mates that have seen them. Actually swam next to them, and it's like,
seals are scary enough.
Having a bluefin tuna swim past me, that scared the living daylights out of me when that happened, because it just soared past me like a
size of a mini
prehistoric whatever. It was incredible. But it's like I went out spearfishing yesterday, and I was in water that was like 6 meters deep, just like swimming towards a set of rocks, and obviously that comes into my mind, but like, what are the chances of me getting got? Like really, particularly in the UK waters. It's the statistic is so low. But I could send myself into such a fear state that I never get into the water again. And I know people that are like, "Oh, aren't you scared of that? And aren't you scared of this?" It's like, yeah, I'm scared of it. Of course I am. I'm scared of blackouts, and I'm scared of all sorts of stuff going wrong, but I still got to live it. I still got to go out and do it, and still got to embrace it.
Want to do.
And I've got to kind of like push that fear aside, and I think that's the key is pushing the fear mongering aside, and seeing the beauty in what's in the moment. Like I push that fear aside and see the beauty of what's in front of me when I'm spearfishing, and when the stuff I've seen when doing that is incredible. But if I was to get overly consumed by the fear, then I would never get in the water and never experience that.
Well, yeah. To conclude, I think, because I'm not even sure if these cameras are still filming at this point, because we just got into it, which is good. Exactly. Dickens has been her authentic self. I think, well, what have we talked about? We talked about authenticity and greener grass.
Yeah.
I think as I've gotten older, I've grown to understand more and more who I am.
Yeah.
And the ignorance of who I am is a travesty. It is a travesty. And I think I'd encourage everyone who's listening to this to have a good long hard look at, turn everything off for a minute.
Yeah.
Turn everything off for a minute.
Yeah.
Have a good long hard look in the mirror. And try and go, who am I? Because there's so much that's convoluted everything. It's like we're expected to dress certain ways, or we believe people expect us to dress certain ways and be a certain way and talk a certain way and act a certain way, and then it's like you just take that and you go, what behaviors do I have that I don't like, that I've picked up from somewhere else, that don't have a place in my life anymore? How am I compromising my authenticity daily? And then make a note of it. What have I done today that I genuinely and authentically wanted to do? Or did I just get home and just scroll on TikTok, etc.?
Yeah, I think that's wise advice. Yeah, it's what we've done.
Yeah, not enough people sit in silence. Yeah. Sit in silence for a minute. Sit in silence for a few days. Yeah, and at some point, your authentic self will just swim up to the surface and pop through and go, "Hi."
And
this is what you're ignoring,
and that's scary.
Oh, it's terrifying, man.
It's terrifying.
Because it's like...
It's terrifying. It has to be done.
all that stuff that raises is not. It's not all positive.
No, it's
Some stuff
that's why
needs
we
sifting
hide.
through.
That's why we get addictions. That's why we go do something else. With we
Well, it's
hide from
why
it, curl up in a ball.
I genuinely think it's also why people get so caught up in what's happening on the other side of the world,
Yeah.
so that they don't have to deal with their own shit. It's like, oh, it's all such a problem. It's a bad thing over there, isn't it? And I will campaign for that and campaign for that. And it's like, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, and I'm not saying that everyone that does that hasn't got their own affairs in order. But it's also like it's an easy way to be distracted. It's like you can look, I drink a lot of booze, but at least I don't drink as much as so and so.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, but you still drink a lot, man.
The truth will set you free, but no one said that the truth ain't gonna hurt like hell when it's setting you free.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you take restraints off that have been tight on for years, when that comes off, the blood rush and the pain and the is intense. It's like it's facing that and just being like, okay, because it's the most alleviating thing I think a person can do is look in the mirror or just sit with themselves, like you said, and tap into even if you don't know who your authentic self is right now, that will surface. If you turn off the noise, that's surrounding all this influence coming in, do this, do that, this is going on, that's going on, all this bad news, and to turn it all off just for a few weeks and see what happens. Yeah, beautiful.
That is beautiful. I had something to add to that was delightfully beautiful. Well, that's what it was. I was going to say that I did make a vow to myself within the last year. I can't remember what it was, but just to be, I wrote it in my journal, I put, be unapologetically authentic.
Yeah.
In that I'm not, if I'm a ridiculous idiot, but that's me, I'm all for it. Like I'm not apologetic. I'm not going to apologize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to watch you on the same mission, on the same journey.
Yeah.
Like just
like
who we are now, talking to each other. Like this is authentic, man. This is you and I. This is me and you when we're on stage. It's you and I, me and you, and then I just encourage everyone to just find that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who are you?
Be unapologetically
authentic. But don't be a dickhead.
Yeah.
Because that can also be difficult, because once you've sifted away it all, like you could be like, oh, hang on, I'm a bit of a dickhead. And then you sort that out.
I think you find your authentic self, and I think when people find their own authentic self, they actually become better people.
Yeah.
Because usually you're a dickhead because you're not being your authentic self and you're frustrated with it.
And be prepared to lose friends.
Yeah, you'll lose friends and you'll lose family.
And you will lose family.
You'll definitely lose family.
Lose friends and family. And it's like,
stand up for who you are as an individual, and you be prepared to lose friends, to lose family, to lose careers. We know, we've experienced that, all of those things, and that's painful, that hurts like hell, but it sets you free, and that's all I want. I want to die knowing that I'm a free man.
Nice.
Beautiful.
That's lovely ending to that.
Found it. Lovely.
Yeah, that was
good.